So let's start. We will discuss about today about Indian urbanization, salient features of Indian urbanization. What, in your opinion, is are salient features of Indian urbanization? Yes. Anyone? What, in your opinion, is the silent feature of Indian urbanization? Yes. Yes. Anyone?
The Indian culture has shaped the urban areas very much. The development of
Indian. So you are saying that Indian culture Indian culture has a strong influence. You can see the both
yes, sir.
and you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Indian uh, Indian culture in your opinion, Indian culture has a strong urbanization, the impact on Indian urbanization. Yes, is that so?
Yes, sir. I can give one example here.
Yes. What is the
That is
example?
the
Yes.
the concept of casteism is relevant in
Casteism.
urban areas.
So, does casteism have any impact on Indian urbanization, Indian cities, or the
The
structure of Indian
segregation,
cities?
the
Yes.
segregation between the outskirt areas and the city dwellers of higher status. There is a
Yes,
clear
according to Atiq, segregation based on caste is there in Indian cities. Is that so?
yes, sir.
Yes. Means you say that people of different castes live in different zones. Different castes live in different zones in Indian city.
Yes, sir. I think
That's so. Means there is a distinct social exclusion and social exclusion in Indian cities. Is that so?
Yes, I think so.
So, where the marginalized sections and marginalized caste reside
In the outskirt areas.
in outskirts area, and this social exclusion is not only about caste. Is it only about caste? Yes. Is it only about caste? Yes.
Maybe pools.
So, anyone, do you agree with Atiq? He is saying that uh, so-called lower caste people reside at outskirts of the city, outskirts of Indian cities. Is that so? Shanur is of the same opinion. Let's discuss it. Uh, and it's not about caste, it is mainly about economic class. There is a difference between caste and class. What is the difference between caste and class? Yes.
Caste is a social aspect and class is an economic aspect.
Yes, class is an economic construct, but it has a social connotation also. Is that so?
Yes, sir. Indirectly, yes.
Indirectly. You can say that caste is a religious construct and class is a social and economic construct. Sometimes they overlap. Marginalized castes are marginalized caste. We are not using the word lower caste. There is nothing like lower and upper. So we have marginalized them somehow. There are historical reasons. Marginalized castes are poor also. Is that so? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Often they are poor also. It's not a rule, but often. So these class, these groups overlap and overlap overwhelmingly. If this is the circle of poor, urban poor, and this is the circle of marginalized caste, they overlap overwhelmingly. Is that so? Yes. So,
Yes, sir.
first salient characteristic of Indian cities is, Indian urbanization is, there tends to be a segregation based on class and caste. And according to Atir, the marginalized class and caste both, they live on outskirts of the city. Is that so? Yes.
Yes, sir.
And another, this is one characteristic, one salient feature of Indian urbanization or Indian cities. Any other?
Most of the cities are unplanned.
Most of the cities are unplanned. Yes, you're absolutely right. Most of the Indian cities are unplanned. Are most of the Indian cities are unplanned, and if there is any plan, we don't stick to that plan. Adherence to the plan, if we index adherence to the plan, there are some plans. In Aligarh, there is a master plan, is very poor. Is very poor. Is that so? Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is that so?
Yes, sir.
Most of the second point is, most of the Indian cities are unplanned, and if there is a plan, we don't, our record in sticking to that plan is very poor. Okay, that is a big problem. To highlight the importance of Indian cities, Indian urban people are in minority and majority in Indian system. They are in minority and in majority. Yes.
So repeat once.
I am saying that in urban people are in minority or majority.
As a population,
Yes, as a population.
no, sir, it's minority.
They are in minority, but interestingly, Indian cities contribute to about two-thirds of the economic input. These minor system, these minor people contribute to two-thirds of economic input. That is a very interesting fact, and it is very curious and it is very surprising, but it is so. Yes. It is very
Yes, sir.
interesting. It is very surprising and very interesting. So, what does it mean? What does it mean?
Urban areas are the contributor or the generator of the.
They are contributors and generators of economy, but how it came that they are in minority and they are contributing two-thirds of the economic output?
Because the money output from the secondary, tertiary, and quaternary has a
What does
huge.
it mean? What it results to? Suppose one student reads a little, 2 hours per day or 1 hour per day, and he gets around 70% of the marks. Here, two-thirds is around 70%. What you will say about that student?
He's a good student.
A student is studying not very hard, 1 or 2 hours daily, a 1 hour daily, his average is, and he is getting 70% marks. What is your opinion about that student?
The student has high potential and high
High
efficiency.
potential
Efficiency.
and efficiency, yes. Student has high potential. Uh, I suppose that you mean um, intelligent by high potential, a talented, yes, and he is very efficient. And efficiency comes from intelligence, and efficiency comes from intelligence, and yes, from where the efficiency come? Efficiency comes from
Less
intelligence
input,
and
large out.
yes.
Less input and large output.
No, from where it comes? If you are what is the reason? What may be the reason of the efficiency?
Smartness.
Smartness. Any other word? What is smartness? Yes. Okay. Let's stick to the smartness. What is the smartness? From where the smartness comes?
If a person knows how to manage everything with a small do.
He knows how to manage everything. So we can say that his methods are very good. His way of doing things, his way of studying is very good. Is that so?
Yes.
Yes. Is that so? He is sincere about his goals, and he has a technique. He is a good technique. He is a good method. Same is about Indian cities. And interestingly, we rate our cities very, very poorly. We often say that our cities are poorly managed. They are not planned. You said they are not planned. So, from where the efficiency comes? From where this great output comes?
Technology.
Technology and technology is
Information.
technology is for everyone to use. It's for use to villages also. It is available now. It is the time where the technology is available to villages also. Is that so? So what conclusion we can draw from here? Economically, Indian cities are very efficient. Indian cities are very efficient systems. Is that so?
Maybe.
Contrary to popular belief, we can draw the conclusion that Indian cities are very efficient. Yes.
If we compare with other world
No, I'm not comparing with the other world. I'm comparing at most with Asia. Our villages,
Yes, absolutely. Then it is.
they are very efficient system. They are maybe shortcoming, but our cities are very efficient system. And our city people are, efficiency comes from, output comes from hard work also. They are very hard working, isn't it? They are very hard working,
Yes, sir.
and they are very talented, have potential, as you said. So Indian cities are not poor systems. They are very talented and they are hard working and they are very efficient. Then what is the problem? Indian cities have many problems. First is planning. Planning is poor. We don't stick to the plans. There is no plan at the first place, and if there is any plan, we are our record is poor in sticking to that plan. Still, Indian cities are very efficient. Yes,
Yes, sir.
and mind it, urbanization is not a side effect of economic growth. Contrary to popular belief, urbanization, people say that urbanization is a side effect of economic growth. It's not the side effect of economic growth. It is an integral part of the process. There is a process of development, there is a process of growth, and urbanization is an integral part of the process. Actually, they are harbingers and craftsmen of the development. So what is the problem? Problem is we want to grow too fast. We want to grow too fast. When you want to grow too fast, when you want to run too fast, then what happens? Our planners and our administrators are not thinking about sustainability. Is that so? Yes.
Kind of, yes, sir.
They are not thinking about sustainability. They at most give lip service to sustainability. Actually, the situation is we are in a rat race. We want to grow too fast. If you want to run too fast without developing your muscles, suppose we take an analogy of a person running fast. If you want to run very fast, what will happen? Yes. What will happen? If you want to run too fast without building your stamina first, or without any planning, one fine morning you get up and you want to run like an athlete, then what will happen? Or you want to run half an hour at the first day or 1 hour at the first day? What will happen?
We will gasp air.
Yeah,
After
we will
5
gas
minutes.
for air, and so air pollution is there in Indian cities. And what will happen? We will be tired. We will be panting, and और क्या होगा अगर आप बहुत तेज दौड़ना चाहते हैं तो? What will happen? Yes. अगर आप बहुत तेज पहले ही दिन दौड़ने लगे, without building up your stamina and without building up your muscles, then what will happen?
Joints will pain.
Joints will pain, yes. And why joints pain?
Because we have to train that.
Some chemicals, yes, we have to train that some chemicals are the root cause of joint pain is.
Accumulation of lactic acid.
Which acid? Yes. Yes, yes. Which acid?
Lactic acid.
Yeah, lactic acid is clogged.
Lactic.
Yes, lactic acid is clogging our joints, and so our joints pain. So you can take an analogy of lactic acid to pollutants. Pollutants clog the arteries of the city. We And why, in the case of athletes, their joints don't pain and they don't tire easily?
Because of the practice.
They have the practice, they do warm up exercises before running. They don't start running abruptly. They do some warm up exercises. They build stamina over the years and then they run. We are not doing that.
They also take energy.
Yes,
Energy
Shannon.
drinks.
Yes, Shannon. Yes, what do you say?
They also take some energy drinks.
They also take some energy drinks. Yes, our cities don't take energy drinks. Yes, 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 you're right. We will talk about that. Yes. So we want to run too fast. Our cities want to run too fast. Why our cities want to run too fast? Because our countries want to develop very, very fast. We want to equal European and American cities, American countries and European countries. And you can see that the burden of economic output is on cities. 2/3 of the economic output comes from the cities. Is that so?
Yes, sir.
So, who has to take the burden?
The urban areas.
Urban areas, urban systems. And if you want to run too fast, you will bound to have problems. Without planning, without building stamina, you can run fast. But if you run without building stamina, that is what happening with our cities. So, what is the key? The key is
Slow down.
not to slow down, to develop
Building stamina.
with sustainability